Today on Dirt Road Cred, we're going to answer the question, will an Xtreme Recon suspension fit on your factory Wrangler Sport? I've already got the rear done, and we'll let you know what we've run into, but this is going to be a fun video, so let's throw it on to our 2025 Jeep Wrangler. So guys, we're going to pick this up, throw our jack stands under. We're not going to give a full walkthrough of the lift kit install, but honestly, I've been daily driving this a lot more, and I said to myself, you know, I didn't want to lift it in the beginning, but I think proportionately, a lift kit would look better on this. And I was like, how much do we want to spend as well? Do we want to drop a ton of money into this Jeep? Do we want to put 3 or 4 grand into the lift kit and then not like the height of it? The quick answer was no. I realized that in my shed, I had stored, right there it is, most of it, the factory Xtreme Recon suspension off of my 2022 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, the yellow one. I had it sitting there for a long time and I was like, maybe I'll sell it, maybe I'll give it away. And I thought to myself, what if it fits on a two-door? You know, what if that thing fits on a two-door? Started going on the forums. It looked like a lot of guys had already done it with 4-door takeoff parts, and I thought to myself, why don't we try it on this? I already got the rear done, and nothing went wrong. I mean, everything fits on. It's all the same similar stuff, and I'm not saying yes or no it'll work in your specific instance, but it does seem to work with this Jeep. Now, we're about to do the front, too, so I kind of want to see how that goes, if there's anything different. The only control arm I plan on swapping is the lower control arm, because that one is a little bit longer on the Xtreme Recon compared to the Sport. But in reality, there's so many choices you can go with. You can go with a full Clayton lift, the Mopar lift, you can go with a ton of different options. I just want to see what the ride quality is like with the stock Xtreme Recon suspension, because I do really like the ride quality of this. So I didn't want to sacrifice that. I wanted to keep stock ride, and I think throwing this on is going to do just that. So once we install the front, we'll make sure everything's torqued down, and then we'll go take it for a spin and let you know if it's still comfortable, if the spring rates are too firm on the back, firm on the front. It's meant for a 4-door, so we'll see. Slip these bad boys under. It's always good safety practice. This is not a how-to. This is just me doing it. Do not follow anything that I do, okay? Okay. Stock shocks. Gone. The sway bar links, upper and lower, have to be removed because we are going to put the Xtreme Recons on here. And then I was debating I might do the lower control arm just so I can get it a little bit more extended to help with some of the, well, the top one would be the caster, but we'll see. We're going to take the frame side of the upper track bar bolt off. That way we can let this thing droop a little bit, because we don't need it to droop too much, just enough to get these to unseat out of the buckets, be able to get the new ones in. They've been really making these tall, the coil, the jounce bumper buckets. They've been making these tall, so you got to lower this thing to be able to get it out of here. So here's one thing to note, guys. If you've got a 24 and newer, the sway bar upper hole in the sway bar bushing here, this is a lot larger than the old one. So watch out. I'm gonna grab this, take a look at this. So that's the 24, and there's the 24, like the 22, 23. Xtreme Recons. Pretty massive difference. We noticed this in Ryan's, and they actually, Clayton makes a little adapter bushing so that way they can use theirs. However, with this one's definitely not going to work, because when you put this in, watch this. See that play? Yeah. I mean, even if you clamp it down, you don't want play in this. So one thing to note, like if you're picking this up and you have a 24, a 25, and you pick up an older Xtreme Recon kit, that's one thing you're gonna run into. So just to note for you guys. So here's kind of the coil spring difference. Let's line them up exactly the same way. This is the stock, and then this is the 4-door one. So as you can see up top here, that's where your main difference is, probably 1.5 inches. That's what they claim the Xtreme Recon is, about 1.5 inches lift. So that's true to this. And we're gonna put it in. I didn't have to pull the lower track bar bolt out. Surprisingly, I was still able to get the coil spring out, but I'm gonna see if I can slip the new one in. Okay. So we didn't have to remove the lower track bar bolt. The one thing we just have to make sure is these pins stay aligned. You want to jack it up a little bit? All right, so this one's in. Biggest thing when you're lifting up is just to watch all your brake lines, your breather lines on the other side. We'll have to watch when we pick it up. But there's the new coil in. And the only thing else we have to do is put the shock in. I don't think I'm gonna do the control arms. I think I'm just gonna run it the way it is and see how it is. And then if I need to, that's a quick crawl under the Jeep, pull the control arm off, and swap it out. Let's put a new shock. Let's see how long these are compared to the other ones. About the same distance, see that? about 1.5 inches. So, and we got the red ones too. So man, that'll go in with our theme pretty well. There's red, matching the little red over there. That's why we're doing it. So we can get a red shock on here. Moto-built fenders, that's pretty impressive too. I was curious about that, if I would still be able to get the shock bolt on and off. Moto-built fenders actually make it a little bit easier than the stock plastic ones. But you can still get the shock bolt on and off. So that's loosely on. That's loosely on. I'm very curious on what to do with the sway bar links for now. I might just throw the stock ones back in and then order just some extended sway bar links, or do like your Jeep is and the quick disconnects, because this Jeep doesn't have them. So probably quick disconnects. That would be better, because when we go off-road, that would be a little bit easier. Now we're gonna just lower down the other side and see if we can't get it done over there. We didn't even have to pull the track bar bolt out, which normally you do to get more droop, but that was fine. So the other crucial thing too, when you're putting all this stuff on, this is not like a how-to for lift kit stuff, but you're gonna wanna make sure that the weight of the vehicle is on before you torque anything down. Bushings, everything like that, you want the weight of the vehicle on. It makes it a lot better for all the components. And then I torque everything down, recheck it, and also put paint marks as well. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna remove the lower sway bar link, the bolt here, and then we're gonna try and leave the top one on, because I think we're gonna end up reusing them today. I'm gonna give a tip to the viewers, Ryan. I think even if you have a stock Jeep, you might want to just double check all your torque specs. Because I literally put my hand like this, and it went. This has not been touched at all. That's, I don't know. I don't know. I love it too how the frame, the axle tubes are rusting here at the welds, here at the pumpkin and the center housing. This is why Jeep won't hire us. It's pretty neat though. I mean, this Jeep has seen it's 3,000 miles on this thing. Not even really winter, because I don't think we ever had it on the salt like once or twice. Yeah. And it's that. Time to put some wheels and tires back on. All right guys, it's back on its own weight. It's gonna have to settle a little bit. We'll give it a little bit of a shake here. The sway bar links, we are gonna go to quick disconnects. I just threw the stock ones back in. The angle isn't terrible, but we need something a little bit longer up front. Just those factory XR ones would not work on this. The only thing left we have to do is adjust the drag link to match the steering wheel to make sure that's straight, but overall we're at 12:25. So that was only another hour to do the front. Control arms look pretty good. We'd have to get this on an alignment rack to really see what the caster and everything's good, but I don't know. What do you think about the lift height?
I think it looks good.
It's probably XR height. I don't think it's much higher. I mean, these are 33, 34-ish.
The flares make it look.
The flares make it look taller, but like next to Dad's Jeep, if you had the stock flares, they're like here. Yeah. It's probably similar. I would say it's probably the same height as the XR. I would say it's not. It didn't raise it up like crazy because it's a two-door. Yeah. Because you have to imagine the front springs, they've got to be the same. You have the same engine, same all the front stuff. It's just the rear that I would expect. But we do have a very heavy tire carrier, so overall, I'm pretty happy with the lift height though. It picked it up probably, what do you think, 2 inches in the front? Just like the same as the Internet, 2 inches in the front, 1 3/4 in the rear, I would say would be fair. It's got a really good leveled stance. It's kind of hard to back up in the shop and see it, so we'll take it out. We'll take it for a spin and see how we like it. Sounds like we got this thing out on the street. I just fixed the steering wheel, so all I have to do is adjust the drag link. It took just like a quarter turn to get it dialed in. Now you could take this and do an alignment, but reality, not much has changed. I want to see how the ride is though, because everyone on the forum said it was a very factory-like ride, and I'm used to what an XR drives like, and these are very soft all-terrain tires as well, so I'm curious to see how this feels. I wanted to get it up in the air, but I didn't want to lose the factory ride quality. I think that was the biggest thing. So using the XR suspension, even though it was a four-door, we want to kind of see. So we're going to take it on some back roads here and then maybe get it up to speed a little bit, just see how it handles. And then maybe like a few months down the road, we'll just let you know if it was a fail or if it was a success. I think personally, just by pulling it out, it's going to be fine, but who knows? I could be wrong. Do the steering wheel just a little bit more fine-tuned, but that's where you can just really play with it, and like it's just turning at quarter turns or like really tiny, but it feels good. I mean, in reality, I was expecting this to drive like a stock XR. It doesn't feel like harsh. That was one thing I was nervous about, right, Ryan? Going from a four-door spring to a two-door, will it be too much spring because it's trying to hold up that more weight? Doesn't really feel that way so far. It feels controlled, it feels planted, it doesn't feel harsh. The tires play a big part in that, but I mean, we're going 40, 45. Let's hit a pothole here, see how that feels. Felt planted, felt like a stock Jeep. We have plenty of potholes around here, so we can test those out pretty quickly. But no, I think overall, as far as my opinion, it drives like a stock Jeep. And we didn't swap the control arms. You probably could. I want to see how that plays out, but for a couple $100, you can pick these up used and throw them on. I don't think that's a bad deal. The one thing I was going to say is the filming of this video, maybe Ryan, we're not affiliated by any means, but like Quadratech, they have a 2-door Mopar lift with the Fox shocks. It's like half price right now. It's like $8.99. You get the crate with it.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad deal. Cool thing about this too is we didn't go up in tire size, so we still have plenty of pep with that because we're at like a 34-inch, 34.5-inch tire, and so we kind of went up proportionally to that tire size. And I don't know, it feels good. It feels controlled. It feels very stock ride quality. I mean, it is.
You think it needs re-geared?
Yeah, this thing needs re-geared. It needs to be like 456. I would love 456, or even make it like crazy and do like 488 and make it like just the most peppy little 2-door out there, because yours is like a rocket ship with 456 and the 2-liter turbo. This would, it could use it. We do have some steering upgrades from our good friends at Steer Smarts coming as well, so maybe we do re-gear, steering, diff covers, and everything all at once. That way we have it up in the air, but that would be a Joe day. Go down to Joe and get it all done. But I think a re-gear would be good on this. Yeah, I think if you're going to pick it up in the air a little bit too, add more weight, add bumpers, add winches, it's definitely good to do a re-gear. But for now, I mean, it gets better fuel economy without a re-gear, so there's that benefit. We're still pulling, I don't know when the last time, 18.5 average on this, and that hasn't been reset in a long time.
Yeah.
I would recommend a shop install it, of course, right? Like, we're just doing it in the yard because, I mean, we've done how many lifts now back there, but it can be done. I mean, from what I can tell too, the ride is very factory-like, and it didn't make it crazy. So on the 2-door, and you guys know on the 4-door it'll be fine, right? Yeah. Like if you're going from a 4-door, that's another cool thing. If you're going from like a 4-door Sport to a 4-door XR, there's a pretty affordable lift because you can find these pretty cheap. I mean, at one point I was just going to give this away. This is just taking up shop space. But I've seen them for $200, $300 with like 0 miles, 200 miles on them. People get a lift, put everything onto it, and then they set this stuff aside. It's all still good components, you know? So I think it's a pretty good value. I would say this would be more of a budget mod. I think you can agree with that one, Ryan. Yeah. If like, especially if you know a buddy that has one or you can pick one up cheap, I think this is a great budget lift kit. I know I sold with the 392, I sold that factory suspension within like a couple days. And that gentleman, he put it on a 2-door. So he just wanted the better shocks, he wanted the better springs, and I think the 392 gave him like 3 inches of lift because that's a heavy engine. So it gave him quite a bit of lift kit. But yeah, I think if you guys are looking for a good ride quality, looking to do it pretty cheap, a spacer lift is a good option too because you get to use the factory springs, but this is new springs and new shocks. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Yeah. That's one thing about us too, like we pick up a lot of parts too and just purchase them and just have them sitting around. Like, if I see a good deal online on Marketplace, don't be surprised sometimes if you'll see me messaging if you're the one on Marketplace with a good deal, because we'll go pick up stuff. We're still Jeep guys. Like, I mean, that's how we got a lot of our really nice parts. The Mopar tube doors I run, that was a Facebook Marketplace deal 5 years ago, you know, like, so that's the nice thing. I think with this Jeep, we said we wouldn't lift it, but we have these parts sitting around, and I kind of want to change the look. I'm driving this thing more. It's becoming more of a daily, and I just wanted it to look a little bit more fitting for what kind of vehicle it was. We've got a couple other mods too. So Ryan, there was one I surprised you with around Christmas time. Well, we have 2 sets of those. So I think now, if you guys can guess, we need a little bit of help getting into this thing now that it's a little bit higher. When it was stock, you could just fall right in and out of it, but now we might adjust some things with that. I don't know, who knows? I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want to put like LED lights all over it because I still want that classic style, but a factory style lift, I don't think that was too crazy to do on a build like this. But either way though, you know, with that being said, this thing will be down at Smoky Mountain Jeep Show with distinction applied. So this will be in the booth. If you guys want to check it out in person, I got to touch up the paint a little bit and clean it up a little bit, and then that'll be ready to go in that booth. And then the other thing is we're probably going to New Jersey Jeep Invasion, maybe just for Saturday. So if we see you guys there, we will post that up as well. But I don't know, until next time, I think it's time for lunch. I worked up a bit of an appetite doing a lift kit. So let's go grab some lunch, and we're gonna drive this around and see how we enjoy it. But so far, so good. If you guys are interested in this lift, or have any other comments or questions down below. We'll try and answer as much as we can. But I hope you enjoyed this one. And until next time, Ryan's behind the camera. I'm right here talking to you. And we want you to get out there and earn yours.